You are the principal of the Martiniere Girls School.
Martiniere is home, Martiniere is work, Martiniere is play. Entire existence is Martiniere. I literally breathe Martiniere.
How easy it is to get into the institution?
The pressure on Martiniere girls, it just doesn't ease up, Just so that we have the best and we can maintain the best, everything is purely on merit.
So tell me about the parent attitude in a city like Lucknow.
I think parenting has become very, very difficult. There's a word called parent, a word called friend.
Yeah,
Parents should remain parents and let friends be friends.
correct.
That I want to be my daughter's friend doesn't work, because when she wants her friends, she'll have her friends. What she needs are her parents.
पर आजकल के बच्चों को तो आप कुछ बोल नहीं सकते हो.
आपको बोलना चाहिए. They are kids. At the end of the day, they are children, and we are adults. And as an adult, it's our responsibility to teach them.
So little did I know that I will be with the principal of the Martiniere Girls College, my school, and I'm super excited to host Aashrita Dass today. From a bright student of the Martiniere Girls College to becoming its principal, Miss Aashrita Dass embodies a true homecoming story of dedication, vision, and leadership. With over 27 years of association with the Martiniere Girls, as a student, teacher, and now the head of the institution, she continues the legacy of excellence left behind by all the late principals of our institute. Today, we speak with her about her journey, her vision for empowering young women, and what it truly means to lead one of India's top schools into the future. आश्रिता, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है हमारे शो पर.
Thank you, Rashi. It's so nice that we connected and I'm able to be here with you today.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Ashrita, before even we go into the depth of you being the principal of Martiniere Girls College, I want you to tell us your journey. कहाँ कैसे आया आप इतने पास तक? What all have you experienced over the years?
Okay, so it's been a long journey, if I may say so. My father was in the State Bank of India, so it was a transferable job. Okay. So I began my education in Muradabad, which very few people know, then went on to Bareilly, then Martiniere Girls, and then All Saints Nainital, where my father passed away when I was giving my class 12 board examination. So in fact, I gave my last few examinations. My center was changed and I gave them again from Martiniere Girls, Lucknow.
Oh.
So the connect with Martiniere has been there throughout. And then college in Lucknow, B.Ed, and then came back to Martiniere to teach. Okay. And then the journey has been long with Martiniere. So I've taught at Martiniere Girls, became head of department, vice principal, and now finally as principal Martiniere.
Wonderful. Ashrita, you started from prep. And then you went on to teach on many different subjects in the Martiniere Girls, and now you're heading the institution. How emotional are you about the brand, about the college? What change has come over the years? Let's hear.
Okay. So how emotional it is, I can't, many people say they go to work, and so work is relatively something else. Home is something and work is something. For me, somewhere those lines have merged. Martiniere is home, Martiniere is work, Martiniere is play. So I tell everyone, I basically exist. My entire existence is Martiniere. I literally breathe Martiniere. So every time I go meet anyone, Martiniere is there in some shape or form. So that is how it is with me. So as I've seen Martiniere from a student's perspective, yes. I've seen it as a teacher's perspective. I've worked in nearly every single department, from playing matron to the kitchen to the hospital, various leave vacancies. So I've actually seen Martiniere not just as an English teacher or a geography teacher, but in various aspects of Martiniere, which truly strengthens you when you have a position as a principal, because you understand where a person is coming from, whether it's a child, whether it's a parent, whether it's alumni, whether any aspect, you've been there, done that. So you know the pluses and the minuses of everything. So you understand everyone so much better. That's my personal take on, having been in the system. So and then of course, since I studied here, grew up here, the city knows you. You go anywhere, everyone knows who you are, and not just for the last 5 years or 7 years or 9 years as principal, but right from being a little child. So people have seen me grow. So that also helps. I think that's a huge plus as I see it. So, there's help coming from different quarters because people know who you are and what you stand for. So, and I never think of La Martiniere as a brand per se. It is who I am. So it's an emotion. I won't call it a brand. La Martiniere is La Martiniere.
Yeah, it is La Martiniere.
And
No doubt
there
about
is
that.
no substitute for that anytime.
Well said.
Well
said.
So
And that's true.
And that is how it is.
It is. Okay, now you've also been a matron. We still have hostel in the school?
Yes.
Wonderful. So what changes have come now?
The borders still are the backbone of the college.
Yeah.
We live with them. So, it's a lot that we connect with. What has changed? A lot has changed by way of their space for where they stay. It's all air conditioned now.
Wonderful.
So, in fact, every studying space at La Martiniere is now air conditioned. We have solar. We've come a long way. And I think we've improved along the way. So, what was our base and where we stand today, there's a huge change.
Okay. Coming to academics. I remember when I was in the Martiniere Girls. So, we had craft when we were in 2nd, 3rd standard. We started doing embroidery then. Today, that foundation is in me because I learned it in school. Tell me how academics have changed over the years as per your understanding.
So, as per my understanding, academics hasn't changed much, as in it always will remain a priority everywhere. And with growing competition, it's a need. So that is met. But what makes La Martiniere so different from everyone? We still do embroidery.
Wow.
We still teach our children, basics, how to sew a button, how to repair a hook, how to do cross stitch, how to do embroidery, how to knit.
The samplers,
the book covers. It still happens. So, with that legacy, we continue with certain things because we know they hold us in good stead.
Yes.
So we've not done away with that. In fact, we've grown, we've evolved. We know that children need skill sets. And I truly believe that La Martiniere should be a space for every single child. It isn't only about debating, it isn't only about quizzing, it is about everything. You may be good at finance, so you're on the finance team. You may be very good at tech, so you're on the tech team. You may be very good at photography, so you've got photographers, and everything at La Martiniere is student driven. So I think that we've evolved and allowed children to take those spaces and work in those areas where they are best, looking at each one's strengths. So they may not be the best in academics, but they may be very, very good at something else. And the college is very happy to see them grow in their spaces. So I want parents and children to understand it's not just academics. Your child may be doing fairly well. A lot of kids across the country are doing well. What is making your daughter different? Are we setting her up for the future with skills that will help her? So yes, we are. And that is the entire purpose. So my teachers work extremely hard beyond teaching the history, geography, maths, physics, chemistry to ensure that a child is doing and giving of her best. So we now have 23 clubs.
Wow.
From photography to MUN to debating to quizzing, everything. And all handled, like I said, by our kids. Our kids are exceptional. And we have the staff to thank for that.
So how many students on the whole do we have?
We have approximately 3,000.
Wonderful.
5 sections.
Okay. And the teachers are, any of the old teachers still there?
Mrs. Rashi Khanna.
Wow, she's still there?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, I remember she used to teach us chemistry.
And she also, all our, we've always kept in touch with them. They are invited to everyone who's retired also. They all keep coming back. So they invited to all the college events.
Okay.
So it's really nice to have them back. And I feel like even a Rani Masi, a Miss Shaw, all of them come back to the college. And it's really wonderful to see the teachers in front of whom we've grown coming back now and seeing La Martiniere grow.
Wonderful, Ashrita. I'm so excited because we had Mrs. Kira with us.
Yes.
And I remember she was so humble with us. She was strict, but no nonsense taken in the school.
Absolutely.
Tell me something, Ashrita. Coming to the culture now. You see the culture, we are in Delhi. You see a very different kind of a culture in education. We have girls wearing sneakers to school. Now it is a part of the system. Nobody is bothered about the best uniforms. The correct way you have to come to the school. Nails are painted. Even younger girls, like middle school, they will have the mehendi and they will go to the school. They will have hair open. We never had that. We had those, plaits with the ribbon.
Yeah.
I remember. How has the culture changed over the time?
Rashi, we try very, very hard to keep uniform and things as was.
Yes.
Where it was a simple black strapped watch. I wear to be very simple.
Yeah.
We still do that for the sake of uniformity. And teachers are strict about it. No mehendi is even permitted today.
Wonderful.
So we do that. Teachers are constantly correcting children on knee-length socks and, the length of the tunics. So, yes, we do try for the sake of uniformity. And if we do not tell children how to respect uniform, how do I expect them to learn it once they've left us? After all, you are part dressing to work. There is a decorum you maintain when you go to work. So that we need to teach right from now. If you get into the army, if you work for the forces, there's a uniform and you respect it. So we teach you that respect for the uniform right from school. And I think that is there to stay. If they don't come dressed properly, then, and it's a repeated offense, we do call in parents and explain to them why it's important. And most understand and realize, that yes, what we're saying makes a difference and what they need to ensure that their one child comes dressed properly. So yes, we are very strict about it, and I think it's worked out for us that we've remained strict about it. I think parents appreciate that. Most of them do. It's also a sense of belonging, the uniform, you wear that with pride, and that's how it should be. So I think that's maintained.
Wonderful.
Much.
This speaks a lot about the leadership, Ashrita. Because see, knowing you as a person, because we've studied together and we've done our college together also, I understand you as a person, but leadership is something which you learn with work as you come into your professional life. How warm and how empathetic you are with the staff, the teachers. Let's hear. Because we've heard some great stories that La Martiniere Girls, the system, how the staff is so happy over there. Abhi bhi wo hamari didis hain wahan pe. And tell us about the canteen also.
I'll put it all together. So I'll start with our support staff.
Yeah.
They, I feel, are the most important people on the campus. We all move around in such a haven of a campus is because of them. Whether they've swept the road, whether they've cleaned up after us, whether they've looked after various spaces of the college. It's an electrician, it might be a plumber, it might be an ayah taking care of the kids. It's safe. And it's only because of them. The guards have the toughest duty keeping people off that campus. And they do it. And it's not easy. It's not easy. We try our best to make everyone, whether staff, child, parent, or a teacher at La Martiniere, feel safe and happy. It should be a happy place. Children should want to come to school as well as teachers want to come to school. It should not be a burden, oh, I am getting a salary, so I'm going. No, I would want to go to school. There has to be something to look forward to. So we try and keep everyone motivated in school. Different things. There's, like I'm saying, there's a teacher who was teaching physics was very keen on AI.
Mm.
So she opened the robotics club. She
Wow.
leads it.
Okay.
There's another teacher who felt that legal studies she wants to do moot court. Sure, go ahead, do it. So there are teachers who are building on themselves by doing different things that they aspired to do. They found that. So I think there's a lot of happiness that comes with being able to do something you want to do. So different teachers leading different projects of their choice. I think that makes a whole lot of difference because it's not being put on to them. It's not something that's thrust on them. It's coming from within.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of difference. And I'm always open to any new idea that is going to help the children or the institution in any manner. Come and talk to me. We will find, a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
So so if you talk to any of the teachers, they'll tell you if there's a problem, I've told them there will be a solution.
Yeah.
So when you come to me with the 3 things you've thought of a solution, and I will help you. I might agree to what you are saying, or I may give you something better. But please never feel that there's a problem which we can't handle. If we have a problem, there will be a solution. So I think that is very empowering for the teachers when they know that if they face anything, there will be.
Wonderful. And this speaks a lot about your leadership because you've given that freedom to the teachers.
Yes, complete.
And the support staff that
Absolutely.
apna solution aap mere ko batao.
Yes.
Aashrita, we've heard that you've made a beautiful auditorium and you revamped it. But the core, the way how concerts happened over there, tell us what new things you've introduced into the auditorium, and you've dedicated it to Farida ma'am, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll start with the new auditorium. It's called the Farida Ibrahim Memorial Auditorium. It was something that Mrs. Abraham had conceptualized for La Martiniere.
Okay.
And the then Chief Minister had come as a chief guest for Prize Day, and he had a lot of regard for Mrs. Abraham, and he said that it would be built by him and the funds of the state. And that is what actually happened. And what is really nice is that even after her demise, he carried out his promise. And this was completely a gift in her memory by him.
Okay.
And we are most thankful to the LDA and everyone after that also, after Sir and all left being Chief Minister, the project was completed.
Okay.
It's a 1,000-seater auditorium.
Wow.
It's fully air conditioned. Amazing acoustics, and we've had some of the most wonderful concerts. It's state of the art. So something that we all, it's really
I think
wonderful.
that's the USP of Mad Girls, because I remember how concerts and how, I remember. Yeah.
So there's been a little change in that now we ensure that every single child takes part.
Okay.
At our time, I think there were like 10 of us pulled out of a class and, we were 20, 30 on stage. But now it is every single child. So the numbers are huge. So we have to break up concert into 2-3 days.
Oh.
So yes.
Like a festival.
It's literally a festival. So now what we do is a concert like for junior and prep. And then we do sports for middle and senior. So it's alternate year.
Okay.
So just because of the sheer numbers. This year we managed to air condition and revamp our old auditorium.
Okay.
So we have 2 amazing spaces because I think everything that we learned beyond the classroom happened in that auditorium.
Yeah.
So the stage is so important, not just for stage fear, but everything around it, the teamwork, the character building, that confidence building. I think all that is so important. So the more we use these 2 spaces, I think our girls are so much the better for it.
Of course, I totally agree with you. Aashrita, tell me something. How easy it is to get into the institution? Because I remember even our times, it wasn't that easy, So how about today? Because there's more population also now.
So there is more population, yes, but there are also more schools.
Yeah.
So there are a lot more schools. At our time, it was Loreto, La Martiniere. Now you have the entire CMS fraternity. You have a number of schools now. So despite that, the pressure on La Martiniere girls, it just doesn't ease up, So yes, but just so that we have the best and we can maintain the best, everything is purely on merit. So there are many people who, get a little upset when, their
Yeah.
requests are not fulfilled. But we keep saying we'll see when the child can do better.
Of course.
And that also helps children cope. Because if you come into a classroom setting where you are below that standard of the average, it becomes so much more difficult for the child to cope.
Yeah.
Which I feel is very unjust as an adult to push a child in just for the sake of it. I feel is unfair on a child to cope. So I think we've done well because we've maintained merit. It's saying no to quite a few, but then yes to those who deserve that merit. So I think that
and I so believe in what you're saying, and I respect that, because it's very important when it comes to education.
Yeah.
You are the principal of the Martiniere Girls School. What is one hardcore principle that you follow for yourself? One discipline that you have been following over the years now?
Actually, it's quite easy. It is that if I want anyone to follow, accept, hear me, I have to be that example. So every single day, I have to be that example.
Yes.
So if I want teachers to be giving of their best, I better be doing the same. If I want children to be, listening, I better be doing the same. So everywhere, I am the example, and I think that holds me in good stead. I have to look myself in the mirror and, be the example. So if I'm the example, then I'm sure there's enough for everyone to follow, and then they can't point a finger. Anyone can't point a finger and say she doesn't do it but she's expecting us to do it. No, I've done it. Or I'm doing it. So I'll give you a very simple example. Was COVID.
Yeah.
So we had to go online. So how do you go online when you don't have the expertise?
Yeah.
So we created a core team of teachers, 2 from each department, 8 of them and myself. The 9 of us trained over nearly 2-3 weeks, from Google to MS Teams to Zoom. On all these platforms, we actually trained. Then we decided and chose MS Teams because it was the toughest, but it was the best and the safest.
Yes.
After we trained, and it wasn't easy for any of us, we got every member of staff to be trained.
Wow.
Every member of staff then had meetings in their own subjects, taught each other, and then went on to do online teaching.
Wow.
So it was empowering for every single teacher. And there were a couple who were too scared to do it. So what does one do? So it was like, okay, relax. You can check, you can use your English skills and check everyone's, their PPTs, their presentations, do the English check. But everyone felt used, empowered. And what I felt good was I learned. And that I think is very important. It's easy to sit back and say you all can get trained. But to actually do that training, be able to understand what is difficult, what is easy. So you are able to guide or be able to, help another teacher also. So there were many times when we would step into classrooms because the teacher had a glitch. Because we knew we could help each other out. So all that I think helps when you realize you're the example and you just have to do everything.
Coming to the boarding mess. I remember I've had so many times, I was not a boarder, but you had friends.
Yeah.
How have you revamped it? How good, have you changed the menu? How clean it is now? Yeah. Tell us all.
So the boarding menu, I think there's never a substitute for home cooked food.
Yeah.
And a boarder is always hungry, like forever hungry. So I think that goes hand in hand. I was a boarder at All Saints Nainital. So we were always hungry. I don't think there was a time when we were not hungry. So keeping that in mind, last few years, we also realized that children would like to eat certain things. So we impart the kids that the class 12s make the menu. And we tell them, okay, you can have, like, egg will be served 4 times a week or 5 times a week. Non-vegetarian is 4 times a week. So, but so stagger it, make the menu. So the kids make the menu.
Okay.
So whether they want butter chicken or whether they want to have brinjal fry or whether they want to have, aloo gravy, which they think that the school makes really well. So they have charted it out.
Okay.
And then the kitchen matrons go through it to see that it is good enough for the kids, as in by way of nutrition. So where they feel that, okay, in this week suddenly 3 times or thrice they've got potatoes, it's cut, and another vegetable is put in.
Okay.
But the basic structure is always the kids.
Okay.
The kids make it, so then they are happy. And every single day there's a review register where they will write in. A class 11 or 12 child will write about the food. That comes to me every single night.
Okay.
So I come to know if the dal was watery, there was too much salt, there was no salt, something got burned. And these things happen.
Yeah, of course.
It's not that, every meal is perfect or these things happen.
Yeah.
But at least we come to know, teachers know that yes,
How
it is
often
going to
it
be
is
happening, why it is happening. And if any time some things go bad, then what was it replaced by? So what did the kitchen do if, somebody wanted more rotis and there were no more rotis left? So we offered rice, or we offered something else, or whatever.
Yeah.
So all that is noted, and it's noted by the kids, and then it comes to me for signature. So it's quite a foolproof system we have in place.
Wow, and that's a lot of work for you. I think so. People feel कि principal है, बस जाके बैठ गए. ऐसा नहीं होता है. There is a lot of work, and you are on your toes all the time.
Oh yes.
I'm sure at night also many a times.
Oh yes. So now with the kids also things have changed. By the time they get home from various tuitions, etc., it's 8-9 p.m. And then they have dinner with family or whatever, and then they are available to do extra work after that. So a lot of our working with the kids happens post 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
So that also does happen at La Martiniere. So,
Wow.
So we are constantly working because the team of children you're working with may have other commitments.
Yeah.
So we all bend. So I might have a commitment where I'm not free. So then they will understand, and they have their commitments, which we understand. So there's a lot of give and take that happens with the kids and us.
Aashrita, this is so amazing. Believe me, you are, Martiniere girls have always been it's a factory of talent.
Oh yes.
Yes.
No doubt.
And I think you are just taking that legacy forward and even improving it day by day. This is amazing, commendable work, because you're actually preparing them for a great professional life, which is very important now. Coming to the assemblies, I know that assemblies have played a great role, when we were young.
Yeah.
वैसा ही होता है सब कुछ?
Yes, in fact, I would say a little better, because now we have certain days that are given to, say, PALS, that is the group that looks after nature. So they have an assembly like on a Wednesday or a Tuesday or a Thursday, specific day of the week.
Okay.
So we have different days where, heads will take, teachers will take, a house will take, a club may take. Oh. So it's different for each day of the week. So it's very well done like that.
Okay. And it's same like you come and in those lines and
yes,
or it happens in the classrooms like in Delhi schools
it happens in the classrooms only on days when we cannot have assembly. It's
drizzling, like it's raining.
Or it's like extreme heat, so we can't have the kids out for like 20 minutes for assembly. So those days then we do a small prayer in the class, everyone, and begin the day. But every day begins with prayer, whether outside or inside. But yes, but assembly is still very integral. All giving out of all the prizes, so all of that happens. Yeah.
And it's, I think, the most beautiful part of the day when you come in the morning and you're fresh. I remember it's a very small thing when I was in class, Mrs. Madan, you remember class 5, and 5 she was my teacher, and I had I had one pierce and I had another pierce, and that was new, so I came and I was standing there, and she just came up to me and she said, why this? Wasn't it enough to have one? And I was like, and then she said, go up to the stage and stand. And I went there and she said, now you keep standing there. It was so embarrassing, but that has stuck with me, because I understood that don't break the rules.
Yeah.
If the college is saying, if the school is saying, or if the office is saying, don't do this, then don't do it. You know,
Yeah.
so it wasn't a big thing, you know, but it is a big thing today. I understand, you know.
Yes.
But आजकल के बच्चों को तो आप कुछ बोल नहीं सकते हो. How
नहीं,
do you
ऐसा
manage?
नहीं है. I think आपको बोलना चाहिए. I don't think this whole thing of बोल नहीं सकते हो is, I don't think that's the correct way. They are kids. At the end of the day, they are children, and we are adults.
Yeah.
So there is a difference, right? And as an adult, it's our responsibility to teach them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you have to be that example. So, if you're not that example and you're not going to कि नहीं बोल सकते हैं and shy away from that, I think you're doing a disservice. You're the teacher. It's your responsibility to correct them. As a parent, it's your responsibility to correct them. And I think if we are going to, you know, not do that, we're going to have a lot of confused grown-up adults who don't know right from wrong. So that moral compass has to be very strong.
Talking about parenting, I remember my mom when I was young used to be scared of school also. Like, okay, the teacher has called upon you, तो वो घर से ही वो start हो जाता था. Now, tell me about the parent attitude in a city like Lucknow. How it has changed?
So, I think parenting has become very, very difficult.
Okay.
Somewhere I feel again lines have kind of merged where I tell parents there's a word called parent and there's a word called friend.
Yeah.
Parents should remain parents and let friends be friends.
Correct.
That I want to be my daughter's friend doesn't work because when she wants her friends, she'll have her friends. What she needs are her parents. So let's keep these two words very separate. You know, let's not try and be friends. Let's be parents.
Wonderful.
And I think if we stick to that, things will be easy for the kid as well as for you as well as for us. So let parents and teachers be on the same page where we teach children right from wrong and not give in to everything. So a lot has changed by way of nuclear families where there are no adults now in the house. So, you know, kids and lot more working moms, which is a really good thing. But at the same time, kids are more dependent on a servant, and I feel parents may be guilt or lack of time giving in. And, you know, I need to give in to my child. I've already been away for so long. I don't want to say no to them and then have to deal with, you know, them crying or bad behavior thereafter. And I feel that is incorrect. Even if you've had a tough day and you have to say no, say no. It would make it easier for your kid to do the right thing right from the beginning than to expect her suddenly when she's a grown adult. Then you say no to her, she's not going to understand. So yes, we have parents who come very shaken that they don't know how to deal with their daughter or they've given up on their child. At class 6, and I'm like, no, you're the mom, you're the dad. आप कर दीजिएगा, आप बोल दीजिएगा. Like, no, she has to listen to both of us.
Yes.
So you need to talk. So I feel, yes, there are many more stressors on parents now. There's also a lot of distraction for kids. In our time, we didn't have all of that. So we were forced to go play, fight, make up, do all of that. Now kids prefer to be on a gadget. I think some parents are okay with it. The child is distracted. But I don't think that's really going to work in the long run. And somewhere it will break and we'll be back to what we were doing as reading and, you know, playing with others, understanding, empathizing. And I keep saying, it's okay if you've had a fight. It's all right. You'll also learn how to make up.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are also important aspects of childhood.
Yeah.
So, a lot has changed, but I think generally when you talk and have dialogue with parents, they do understand. Mostly. And so it's not been really a problem per se at Martiniere. Yes, things have changed. We have to accept things have changed. But we have to have correct perspective in mind. And the child is most important, her well-being.
100%. Ashrita, coming to the foundation years, I remember when we were small, Martiniere Girls, and you know, essay writing, we would think, right? Everything was, I mean, there was a continuous competition in the class. That, you know, somebody is the top. Of course, I was an average child. I remember very clearly. There was a continuous total pressure all the time to speak good English, write good English. Now with the AI, how do you keep a check? Because it's very difficult. You know, a student would just go and copy something. You know, you have to ultimately use the notebooks. How do you keep a check?
So, kids are kids, okay? So they will type almost the same thing into any AI. So suddenly when you have 10 kids giving you the same word, as a teacher, they've used ChatGPT or they've used some tool, because suddenly, or a child's caliber when she's talking to you, right? And then she's submitting something that's in perfect English. Something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So again, the way the teacher accepts that, they've all been guided on those for them. Very nice that you used AI, but I would rather hear from you. I think you're more intelligent. So please redo this in your words, in your language, because I need to hear from you, your opinion, not what ChatGPT has to say or whichever AI tool you used. So kids realize that, these teachers know what they're talking about, so we can't really fool them. And for those who might get away with it once, it's not going to happen all the time. You might get away with it once or twice. But that's it, right? At the end of the day, you will do that examination from the classroom without a gadget. So you might fool the teacher once or twice, but that's it. At the end, you have to, that reality is there, right, in the classroom.
You know, the Martiniere Girls, the brand, for me, it's a brand because it's actually made me what I am today. You know, and I'm thankful to all my teachers, even though we never liked few of them when we were in school. But yes, today I have all the regard because they were the ones who punished us. They were the ones who, scolded us. And they also made us. Okay, Ashrita ma'am, tell me something. Coming to the moral science class that usually happens in the Martiniere Girls, and it's been happening since we were child. What is it that you want to put across to everyone in the city and the country and globally? What is one thing that you wish you could just instill in the students?
So there are two things.
Okay.
One is, I would want for every single girl to be financially independent. Every single girl. And for that, at La Martiniere, we are giving you and wanting for you to have that skill set. You need to get good grades to get into the college of your choice, where you want to, go and study and earn and, have a career for. So you should choose the career of your choice. Whether you wish to work or not work should be your choice, but you should have the skills that allow you to do that. So that, I think, is very, very, very important for every girl today. I've seen too many families where mothers can't get out of, horrible relationships because they're financially dependent, and those kids suffer. And I've seen too much of it to, ignore it. So that is why it is very important for every girl to have a skill set which allows her to work and be independent. That is one thing. And there is no substitute for hard work. There is none. So I would want every girl of La Martiniere to work hard, honestly, and give their best every single day. And after that, success is most definitely theirs. There is no one who has got to any place without working hard, without doing their work honestly. So if they can do that, I think they've conquered everything.
What is the role of parents, you feel? Role of parents changed over the years, and what is it that you often see now, and that is you can see in the kids in the school now?
So I see a lot of hope in parents. When I took over as principal, there were hardly any girls in Lucknow who parents were willing to pay fees for higher education outside of Lucknow. And abroad was almost unheard of. I may have been signing 4 to 5 letters of recommendation.
Okay.
This year I have signed this academic, which is over now. In 2025, I have signed more than 100 letters of recommendation, which means that parents are open to girls studying abroad, which for me is huge. That a parent has that ability and the girls are getting the grades to get scholarships, which allows for them to be able to afford it. But to sending their girls out, I think it's amazing. And to being that anchor and allowing the girls to fulfill those dreams, I think parents are doing an amazing job at that. So I would like for every parent to understand that where the girl wants to study and pursue her dream, they should stand by it. It's not their dream or an unfulfilled dream of theirs, but each child's individual dream should be fulfilled.
What is one message you want to put across to all the parents out there?
I think every child is so important and we need to give them time. And, you know, time today is so important and every parent is so busy. So if they can take out time alone with kids, I think that's plenty. Also, parents have to be very, very careful of how they are speaking, and in front of kids especially. If parents need to have a conversation alone, it needs to be alone without kids being there, especially when they're discussing family members, maybe even a member of staff, maybe a neighbor. It needs to be done respectfully. If the child is there, or however they would want, but then the child should not be privy to such conversations. We've had children come and tell teachers, my mummy doesn't like you. And when the teacher says, but who is your mummy? So she said, gives a name, and then, but why doesn't your mummy like you? And how do you know your mummy doesn't like me? I heard her telling my masi she does not like you. So it's as random as that. But the child is hearing, the child is hurting because she loves her teacher. Why does mummy not like the teacher? So, and then language, abusive language, it's all coming from, they're learning it and picking it up from either something they're watching at home or overhearing you use that language or somebody around them using that language. It's definitely not in school. So, parents need to be, I think, a little more aware of how they're speaking, how they're behaving in front of kids. I don't think kids need to be part of those conversations. Yes, every family has their issues with people. Those need to be adult conversations with adults only, not when kids are there or in front of kids. I think that's a thing that parents need to be very aware of.
That's a great message, Aashrita, because most of the parents are still children, They actually don't realize what they're putting across in their house, in their homes, with their kids. They just speak anything. They will just do anything without. So our parents were not like that. They were more mature, I feel.
Yeah.
They were more careful. Maybe they were more scared. Maybe.
Also, I think our parents didn't have, like there's a Kathak night, there's a Sufi night, there's a musical night, there's theatre happening. There are a lot of things happening for adults now, which was missing for our parents. So maybe they were more family oriented and, there was nothing much to distract them. Now even parents have, lots of distractions and things to do. Good for you. I'm happy for you, but don't do it in front of kids.
Yeah.
I think that's where we draw the line. Let us have our fights in our bedroom and keep the kids out of it.
Now, coming to some schools, like not all schools, most of the teachers in the classrooms are speaking in Hindi. We've never experienced that. Even the Hindi teacher would speak a little bit in English all the time, What is the culture now?
Difficult, as in, yes, we constantly tell our teachers to speak in English and most of them do. But yes, there is a lot of English happening.
Okay.
Again, I think it's also something that has changed over time. When we were doing our B.Ed, there were teachers teaching us in Hindi.
Yes.
And university had that. So it's something that has changed, and I think until it is how it is. So one has to accept it also. We try our best to ensure that, yes, teachers are teaching in English, correcting, telling the children to speak in English. So we do that. But yes, definitely it isn't the same as what it was when we were kids and at Martiniere. That has definitely changed. There is a lot more Hindi speaking happening. But again, it's happening across the board. It's not something only that's happening at Martiniere.
But it's lesser, definitely.
Definitely lesser at Martiniere. But it's happening even at a Wellams or even at a Doon school, right? Yeah. So it's something one has, as a principal, I have to accept. I can't, physics teacher may be really, really good at how she's teaching, but does slip into Hindi. So I'm okay. As long as she's comfortable and teaching and the kids can understand her.
Yeah.
not such a big issue.
And the
So,
grades are also coming, which
the
is
grades
important.
are amazing.
Yeah.
So the grades are amazing. At La Martiniere, we don't focus on the toppers. You may have heard of that.
I know.
It's a class average we take.
Yes.
And we've been truly blessed that the girls have outdone themselves year after year. I think over the past 9-10 years that I've been principal, it's been a class average at 90%.
Wow.
So 90% means
Yes,
that
means
everyone is doing really well.
performing well.
Which is why they are also getting these amazing scholarships, and colleges across the world now are wanting our girls because they know the academics is sorted, and plus with all the co-curriculars, they are really, women of substance now when they leave La Martiniere.
Do we still have socials?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Tell us about that.
So the socials still exist and much sought after, and the excitement is, I think, pretty much the same. So yes, Spence Hall still exists, and we do have lots of love stories coming out from there.
Wow.
So it's all, some things don't change.
Yeah. And they should never change.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't. It's a wonderful legacy.
Yeah.
And I think it should continue forever.
Yeah, it stays with you, you know.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
like 50 now, and it's all this has stayed with me,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And even though I've never been a very active member into the school communities, alumni. I've not been because I've never had that kind of time, honestly. But yes, it's with me.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
and I miss that in a metro when I see I saw my child growing. I especially put him into Bishop Cotton School, Shimla, for him to experience that culture.
Correct.
You know how they would Christmas time they would do up the crib.
Correct.
We do it in school.
Yeah, we still
and
have
all the concerts.
True.
And till date he tells me that I'm so thankful to you that you put me into Bishop Cotton School because I could experience that culture, you know, that Anglo-Indian culture.
Absolutely.
It's very important, you know. वो भी बहुत अच्छा है. So amazing. This is amazing. Okay, Aashrita, let's do your rapid fire now. From being a La Martiniere student to becoming its principal, how does the journey feel in one word?
Emotional.
What's the one quality every La Martiniere girl should have according to you?
Financially independent.
How do you define true education? Grades, character, or confidence?
Character.
What message would you like to give to young girls who dream big but doubt themselves?
Dream big, dream big, dream big.
Nice. If you could describe La Martiniere Girls College in one line, what would it be?
Everything. Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
It's our everything.
It's definitely my everything. And I hope it's everything for everyone there.
Wonderful.
Lots of happiness, happy memories, good times, all start from La Martiniere.
Nice. Aashrita, what is the future now? What new is coming up with La Martiniere Girls?
So I think the best part of La Martiniere is obviously our legacy that we've had. But to be able to completely keep evolving, meeting the demands of what is required for every student, I think that is the beauty of La Martiniere. So while we have this 155 years of legacy, we also have smart classes. Our kids are doing extremely well, getting into colleges across the world. I think the fact that we can evolve and not just stay archaic, that's amazing.
It's been a great podcast, and you took me back to my, nurseries and the first and the fifth and all the teachers who mentored me and you. And thank you so much for taking out time. I know you have a busy schedule, but thank you so much for being on the show.
Rashi. It's been amazing to be here. My very first podcast.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And this also takes me back to the university where we did our postgraduate diploma in public relations and how we connected so well.
Yes.
And it stayed with me till now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Lovely. Thank you so much. And really wonderful being here.
Thank you, Aashrita.
All the best to you and the team.
Thank you so much. Concluding our conversation, we are reminded that some journeys come full circle for a reason. Miss Aashrita Das' story is one of returning, giving back and carrying forward a legacy with grace. Her leadership ensures that every young girl walking into La Martiniere Girls College walks out stronger, brighter, and ready for the world.